What you want my gun for?
I called text on Instagram. They might.
Get your we tired of running, starting to mine.
Your face. Show your face, please. With sugar on top.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you check us out on Patreon at www.patreon.com/Hookah Anonymous _. You guys been telling us to create one for the longest, so we recently created a community where we will upload videos that we can't share on YouTube due to their guidelines, but we'll also be dropping the latest to there first, behind the scenes information that you wouldn't find anywhere else on our socials. So make sure you become a member, and after you do that, head over to our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _ and follow us there. Now, without further ado, let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, one thing about social media, it could be a gift and a curse, but these days we've been seeing it be more of a curse than anything, especially when it comes to family issues. Back in the day, if you had a problem with someone, the most you would do is not call them, ignore them, or just refrain from being in contact with them because you was upset. But these days, that's been substituted for subliminals being put on Facebook by friends or family members who aren't getting along. So instead of keeping it to yourself, people rather tell the world their business, getting strangers involved in whatever issue that's at hand, and allowing them to have their opinions on a one-sided situation they barely have any knowledge about. To me, this is one of the worst things you could do, because something so small could potentially turn into something bigger, or because you decide to let the world know what's going on between you and another individual. But this seems to be the case here with Young Thug's son, who goes by the alias Bloody Hound Baby Jeff on social media. Now, one thing we've been seeing a lot of is kids from these celebrities getting on social media, calling out their family, allowing the world to put their 2 cents in, and taking the character of the celeb. We've seen it with T.I.'s son King, who also called himself trying to expose his father for not being who the world assumed he was, even going as far as saying that the show we seen him on, Family Hustle, was one big script. He stated that the family was barely together only when it was time to film the show, and states that he was mainly with his grandmother, who was Tiny's mother. For some reason, King would try to convince the world that he didn't grow up with a silver spoon in his mouth and had it rough like everybody else. He went as far as saying that he's also from the hood and is always in the hood, but the world just don't know it because we think that he's just some rich kid with celebrity parents. We've seen behavior like this time after time, where celebrity kids grow up and want their own image and don't want to live in their parents' shadow, and some of them will say or do anything to get out of it. However, one thing we all know is that no matter how much they claim they struggle, most times their struggles are only at the hands of themselves, who willingly struggle because they want to be their own person. And as understandable that is, I don't care what anybody think. If I had the option to be financially and physically stable until I make it on my own, due to my family being celebrities, well, you could just call me darkness because I live in my parents' shadow 24/7. However, on the flip side of things, to play devil's advocate, although we may see the glitz and the glamour of these celebrities, there's no telling who they truly are behind closed doors when the cameras aren't running and they showing their true colors. Some celebrities could be snobs, some of them feel and act like the world revolves around them, so I'm sure their attitudes and self-entitlement can sometimes be stressful to the people closest to them who have to be around that on a day-to-day basis. However, that's different from a child who chooses to not be around their family because they want to do whatever they want to do in the street. This seems to be the case with Baby Jeff. Judging from his alias on social media alone, Bloody Hound Baby Jeff comes from a Chicago rapper by the name of Bloody Hound Little Jeff, who was shot and unalive himself last year in 2024. Bloody Hound Little Jeff was known for allegedly catching bodies, taking hits, robbing guys for their jewelry, and rapping all about it in his songs. In fact, at the time of his passing, he would be caught on surveillance footage shooting at someone trying to take their life, but would end up losing his own in return. So why would a kid who has a very famous father and could potentially get whatever he wants and need for nothing decide to stray away from his family and take on that type of moniker? I have no idea. But in a recent rant by Young Thug's son, he let the world know that he don't need his family and he's on his own, and also states that N-words pick women over their own kids, which sound like a sub straight to his father, Young Thug. Baby Jeff oftenly made tributes to his mother, who was the same woman that was shot and unalive in a bowling alley back in March of 2022. Reports would say that a 31-year-old woman identified as Lakevia Jackson, who was the baby mother of Young Thug of one of his 6 children, was shot and unalive outside Atlanta's Metro Fun Center as she was leaving a friend of hers' birthday party. According to reports, she got into an argument over a bowling ball inside of the Fun Center, and the man she got into the argument with would leave the venue and wait for Jackson to come outside. As she was leaving just a little after 11 p.m., the male who was still hot over the situation is said to be the trigger man, who would be the man who shot Jackson and taken her life. 2 individuals by the name of Amani Spears and Joshua Fleetwood was arrested and charged with the unaliving, but the charges were dismissed in November of 2024. Both individuals filed a motion claiming immunity, stating that they were legally justified in the shooting. The judge will rule in their favor based on witness testimony, photographic evidence, and video evidence showing Jackson, who was the first person to fire her weapon. Jackson reportedly fired into the air first and then fired at the defendants, who were running towards their vehicle and away from her, and the judge stated that Joshua Fleetwood never showed his firearm or threatened Jackson before she shot at him first. The judge made it clear that Jackson is the one that initiated gunfire first, but she brandished her firearm and even fired multiple rounds at the defendants. Therefore, her being shot was ruled justified. Now, the reason I brought all this up is because Baby Jeff clearly misses his mother, as he lets it be known via social media every chance that he gets. And maybe the reason he acts the way he does is because he's missing that motherly figure in his life and just don't know how to express it. Losing a mother is a pain that can't be described even for grown adults. So imagine being a young kid, losing your mother, and feeling like you don't have anyone in your corner. Whether he really does or not, it's no one that can replace your mother in your life. On top of all that, he has to see his father messing with another woman, knowing that his mother was taken from him, and of course, that's going to create resentment automatically. Now we're going to get into what Baby Jeff had to say concerning his father, Young Thug, and his family, and also what his aunt/Young Thug's sister had to say in the response. Y'all hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video into the algorithm, and if you're not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Let's get into it. Now he made a few errors, so I just corrected them for him, so y'all bear with us. But Baby Jeff would take to his IG story to say, quote, "It's shit different when your own family ain't with you. I ain't need no N-word for nothing. I'm my own, F my family. Mom Duke's gone. Been feeling like nobody here with me. Can't believe N-words pick their girls over their kids. It's crazy. I'm tired of this ish gang. Love y'all. Hashtag my soldiers." Now if I didn't know any better, I would think that he was going to harm himself with the context of this post. But to be honest, it sounds like he's really just missing his mother more than anything, and the emotions of it got the best of him. And he's young, right? The way he's talking is like no one is doing anything for him, and he feels alone. But from what I see, it seems like he's rejecting the support because he want to do what he want to do. And it don't work like that, especially given his age. And his mother may have been the only person that could persuade him to do the right thing, but she isn't here. Now Dora, who would be considered his auntie and the sister of Young Thug, will respond to a post that reposted what Baby Jeff said. She had some interesting words, which is basically the same thing that we were saying. She would take to the comments of the post and say, quote, "Try dealing with kids who chooses street life that wasn't raised in the streets, who can get whatever they want whenever they want, but chooses not to go to school and drop out. A woman has nothing to do with my nieces and nephews. Real talk. Entitlement does with no sense of direction. No ambitions, no future plans, no respect. All they want to do is make drill music and do drugs. Kids been given multiple opportunities to go to school with the rich and yet turn it down to stay on the streets and call requesting cash apps and Zelles. For what? Won't get my money either. Go do something positive with yourself. Still love them all equally. You want to be grown? You got to pay the price to be grown. When you realize you want to be a kid to just get what you want and then go right back to being grown, that's when the adult's the problem. We fight hard for him every day. Even his mom did to her last breath and couldn't get him to gather himself. This ain't nothing new. Nephew been trying to live like this and actually want to live like Ruggish when we ain't never had to or have to. And the doors will never close. We just waiting on him to be ready for the change. He knows that. Prayer hand emojis. Now from the outside looking in, what she's saying seemed like it makes more sense to me. Baby Jeff just wants to do whatever he wants to do, and there may be help for him, but he'd rather do things on his own time. I told y'all earlier that a lot of these kids who have celebrity parents are sometimes defiant and rather live in their own shadow. There's nothing wrong with it, but it becomes a problem when you need help but rather not get it, and instead you out here bashing the family like they're the ones doing it to you. Not a good look. She even stated that the mother was even trying to tell him about his behavior before she lost her life. So we can't sit here and make the excuse that it's because he misses his mother, because he was on the same type of time before her passing. What I got from what Dora said is that they not disowning him or treating him like he isn't family. However, he's not just going to think he could do whatever he want, say whatever he want, and still get their support. Thinking he could just ask for money just because he know his father got it, nah. Until you're ready to act like a child and stay in the child's place and not be what you see on TV with all the drill crap, then we not doing anything for you. It sounds crazy, but we were brought up the same way. It's called tough love. If you want to do whatever you want and be a man, well, go ahead. But whenever you're ready to listen and stay in the child's place, we're here for you, bottom line. And it's a lot of children that do this, and a lot more parents going through this right now, especially in these times where these kids just want to be so damn grown. But Young Thug is who he is, so of course his problem is going to be more under a microscope. These kids be wanting to be so damn grown but can't pay a bill, and yet they in all these damn videos showing all types of weapons and smoking and drinking lean. It's crazy, man. Y'all jump in the comments, let us know what y'all think about this. Do y'all think they're wrong for treating Baby Jeff like this? Or do y'all think he needs to act like a child before getting their support? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. And I'm out.